guys, welcome back to another video on the channel today. Today we're looking at part 2 of the Ready to Race DLC, which features the other 6 cars that we didn't include in yesterday's video when we went through the Audi content featured in this DLC. Obviously with it being 10 cars, I wanted to split it up into 2 separate videos so we could have a proper look at a proper lap drive in these cars rather than just trying to cram it all into a small video. So the first car we're going to be looking at today is the Maserati MC12 GT1 race car. So this is a very nice car to drive. I'm really enjoying the sound effects on these cars so far. This car again sounds really nice, especially on the replay cameras, you really hear the engine crackling and it just sounds amazing. So handling, it's very similar to the Porsche GT1 car that we received on the Porsche pack, probably around the same kind of speed. So it'd be interesting to put these two cars up against each other just to see how they compare to each other. I'm not sure which one's going to be faster, possibly the Porsche maybe, but this is a very nice car to drive as well. A lot of grip, fairly easy to drive. We're just running with the default setup here. I think possibly the gearing might have been altered very slightly, or it may not have even been altered. I'm not too sure what we altered in terms of the gearing, but everything else is pretty much default. Maybe the differential would have been lowered down to the lowest set because we've got traction control off. That's probably the only other thing that was altered. So again, you can see handles really nice. This track does tend to build up a lot of temperatures in that rear left tyre, so I wasn't too worried about that. I mean, maybe if we're doing our own setup, we'd probably run the medium tyre for this track for any sort of race distance. But in terms of the way it handles, really grippy. Fairly, again, like the GT1 car and the Porsche, handles very much like that. A bit like the GT3 car with a bit more power. So it's a fun car to drive, fairly easy to drive once you get used to it, and a very nice car in general. The only downside is the liveries. I could only find this default livery that's come with the pack, and hopefully they'll add some more liveries in for this car. But you know, it's not a major thing because you can get a lot of people that mod probably liveries anyway, so that's not a massive issue for people that will do that. I just stick with the liveries that are built into Assetto Corsa anyway. But we have a little look at the replay camera now, so you guys can have a little listen to this car driving around the track. Sounds absolutely amazing, so I'm going to stay quiet for this lap, what I just did then, so you can have a little listen to the sound effects on this car. So I think you agree that sounds pretty nice, that car. So next up we've got the rally car featured on the DLC, and another great car is the Toyota Celica ST185 Turbo. Really nice car. Wish I would have put the track to dusty for this to get the proper drifting going around, but this car I had to do it with the H shifter because I couldn't be bothered putting it back into sequential shifter mode. So we had it in H shifter set up for this, and it's a little bit trickier to get used to, but still fun. Not too hard because I've been driving the MX-5 with it on iRacing, so kind of used to the quick shifting quite quick with that anyway. But great fun, really nice car to drive. The sound effects on this are amazing. Really get that turbo, that you hear the turbo working. The grips, so much grip with this car. Even when the tyres are overheating like that, it's obviously got tyres that are capable of, you know, taking that type of abuse in the temperature range. I will have to give this car a try in terms of putting it on a dusty track and getting some massive drifts going, because we had some. I actually drove this for about, I think it was about 15 laps in the end, because I just got carried away with it. It's just such an enjoyable car to drive. Definitely one of the highlights from this pack for myself. I didn't expect it to be as good to drive as this, but obviously with a rally car, I should have known that it's going to be fun, and it was extremely fun. You could really throw it in. You can see how it goes. We had set a better lap than what I'm showing you here now. This was just to pick a random lap just to show yourselves. And that lap up ahead, I was trying to drift on it anyway, so it's not really any sort of representation of the speed. But another really nice car featured in this DLC, and a car that'll be great for console owners when they get it. So you can set your private lobbies up to race this car. You're going to get some really, if you get a good lobby together, you could get some really good drifts going around the corners, racing against each other. I can imagine how good it'll be. So another, pretty much it feels how it should do to me in terms of a rally car on road. I think they've got this car really set up really well. I wish I had a handbrake to properly utilise the drifting of this car. I think it'd be great fun with a handbrake and chucking into some of these corners and getting the rear out. But again, like I say, one of the highlights of this pack from the Ready to Race DLC. Like I say, this whole pack is probably the best DLC you're going to come across on the game. There's not, in my view, this is for $5.99 or whatever it is. It's an absolute bargain. So next car we're going to have a quick look at will be, I think it's the P1 GTR. So this was the second. I only did 2 laps with this car. This was the first lap I was taking it very easy, just getting used to the car, and then I hadn't put enough fuel in, but you'll see that at the end. We ran out just before the second lap, which is we're going to start the second lap now, and we nearly got all the way around the second lap, but we ran out of fuel just before the start straight line on the actual straight. But I included it was a bit. I was just pushing a bit harder on that second lap because I just did a very slow lap here, just to get used to it, and then we started pushing a bit harder. One thing I didn't know whether I didn't have the KERS or anything set up, so I wasn't using any KERS or anything like that. I'm not sure if the GTR version has the same deployment mechanism as the P1. I should have really checked, but we'll do that maybe on another video when we do a setup for it and push it properly around the racetrack. You can see a lot of grip in this car. You can run, obviously now with this car, it's got the soft tyres on it. I think it was the soft tyres, the slick tyres, so it's just got tons of grip, good brakes, a lot of aerodynamic grip, a lot more than the standard P1, as it's got obviously that fixed, I think it's a fixed wing on the rear, so I don't think you can have the, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not sure you can use DRS for this car. It might be possible, but as far as I remember, it's a fixed wing. But really nice car to drive again. Another highlight from the pack. There's so many highlights from this DLC pack. But again, I think this just shows you just how good the pack is. Every car you come across, I've really enjoyed driving. This is again one of the better cars from the pack. I still think the Audis were probably my favourite. The two TT, the TT Cup and the TT VLN. Really enjoy that alternative kind of handling that was featured in them cars with the front wheel drive. Something a little bit different in a race car. Very touring car like. But this car again, great fun. It's going to be great to see this online. I haven't seen many lobbies on the PC version yet. I've been going online searching for a few and not came across many on this, but I'm sure on the console there'll be plenty of with the private lobbies now, and they're a lot easier to set up these lobbies on console. I'm sure they'll come about. So you can see now, as we were going down the back straight, we ran out of fuel, but not a massive issue. I was just doing this just to show you guys what the car's like. So what I'll do now is I'll let you guys have a little watch of the replay from the TV cameras and have a listen to it going around the track. So next up with the test, we came across the Lotus 311, which I was absolutely shocked at how fast this car is. Didn't expect it. This was literally just went into the race against 100% AI with 100% aggression, just a 3-lap race around. The Brown's actually lead, but wasn't expecting it to be this fast. I was quite shocked when I got in it. You can probably tell by the way I'm driving, I'm just not really prepared for the kind of speed that this car's got. But you can kind of see how the improvement in the AI works on this as well. They definitely are miles better now. You can see they're giving us space on both sides, but they're not giving up the corner. That red car there carried on and kept the corner. The guy behind us tried to push down the left-hand side, but we managed to hold that line. And you can see how much grip this car has. Loads of grip and a lot of power. It's a really fun car to drive, but it can be quite tricky once you, like, if you go over a curb. Like I think we hit the curb there, nearly lost the back end, just about got away with it. But the car behind us saw we made a mistake, the AI car, put it up the inside and actually overtook us. So that was nice to see that. A few months ago that wouldn't have happened. The AI just wouldn't overtake, they'd just back off and just let you just carry on, which was annoying. But now they're racy, they're enjoyable to race against. I've actually had a very nice race just recently with the Audi TT Cup. I'm going to feature on the channel just to show you how much better the AI are. They seem a lot faster on certain tracks as well. They definitely have been optimised in terms of their driving lines on certain tracks. And the way they behave now, you see there, that car there we overtook, he actually held the outside line for a bit until it basically at the point of where he couldn't hold it anymore, and then he obviously gives it the position to us. But they're just so much more fun to race against now. And you can see this car, it's just another great car from the pack. I didn't expect this car to be I thought it was going to be a bit slower than this, because obviously I didn't have a look at the stats before I drove it. I should have really had a little look at the performance stats, but I was quite shocked at how fast this car accelerated. It's obviously been designed as a track day car that's just all out acceleration and handling, but really fun car to drive. And again, hopefully we're going to see some of these, some lobbies with this car to drive on the PC, and when it comes out on console. There's just so many cars that are going to be, from this pack that everyone's going to want to drive. So hopefully everyone gets this pack on the PS4 when it comes out, and I can set up some lobbies as well on the PS4, because I can set up lobbies a lot easier on the PS4. I know you can do it on the PC, but it's a little bit more complicated, and not into all that. I just like to set it up simple and get going. So you can see there, another great car. And what I'll do now is I'll let you guys have a little watch of the replay so you can see the AI and how they work, and watch this car in action. Another great car. Next car we wanted to test out was the Toyota TS040 hybrid car I've used on Assetto on project cars for a Logitech competition, so I kind of know how that game handles, and this game handles again similar, but it just takes it that step further in terms of the handling and the realism. I think this was we'd done a couple laps before, and then we did this. I think that we'd just done that lap there, setting that ghost. And then we just went round again, slightly faster, nothing much. We went in a bit deep on the Ghost AC, so I just wanted to improve that line through the corner really. And then just to show you kind of as well why we're driving it, about slower in, faster out, and how it works. Even though that wasn't to the extent of a bad line that we took on the first Ghost, you could see how much we gained on the exit. A track that I need to start doing some setups on actually. I really enjoy this track. I don't know why I tend to not do it. It's a great track, really enjoyable, kind of suits my driving style once I get into the flow of the track. This car, again, really nice car to drive, a lot of power, probably going to be up there, maybe a tad slower than the Porsche, but it's going to be close. Probably faster than the Audi though, I would say. That's just what I think it will be. Really chuck it through that right hander there, flat out there, and then braking very late, not too far short what you'd brake in an F1 car, maybe a little bit, maybe 50 yards or a little bit less sooner, but you know, you're carrying almost similar speeds to an F1 car into these corners. Handles so good, you can really feel the grip in this car. Another track to actually, I enjoy driving this car on this track, it really suited the track. I hope you guys are gonna, I hope when it comes to PS4 we can set up some more lobbies with this and get more setups out for these type of cars. They're not the most popular type of car because they are a bit trickier to drive, but I really enjoy driving the faster cars. That's where I started off when I was gaming, driving mainly F1 cars and stuff on the F1 game, so I do like the faster type of cars. So another really enjoyable car that we'll have a little watch of the replay now and let you guys watch it. Finally, for this DLC pack, we're going to have a little look at the McLaren 570S, the last car featured on the pack for my preview. It's not my favourite car in terms of the DLC, but that's mainly because I prefer race cars. If you enjoy the road cars, you're going to like this car. It's pretty simple, fun to drive, it's got reasonable grip, it comes with semi-slick tyres, so it's got reason. It's not too hard to drive. We're driving it here with no traction control, just testing it out and seeing what it's like on a track like the Nürburgring Sprint, which is quite a tricky track. You know, you've got some technical corners that you have to take quite, you know, to get your lines right through. Like this corner, you've got to really widen the line and get on the power early as you can. But you can see it handles well, and I actually enjoy this track. I do need to, like I say, do some more setups on different tracks, start getting more variety in terms of setups. It's just what tends to be more popular in terms of online when you're going online and seeing the lobbies. But now the console's got obviously private lobbies out, you're going to see a lot more variety, so it's going to be good to get some different setups out. But this car is a fun car to drive. You're going to enjoy it, but like I said, it's not a highlight for myself. But I think overall as a pack, the Ready to Race DLC is streets ahead of any other DLC pack that's been released for Assetto Corsa, in my opinion. It's the best that's out, and I really feel you need to buy it. And when it comes out on console, I do recommend you guys get the DLC. It's such an enjoyable car to drive within this pack, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this preview. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed these cars, and make sure you subscribe for more future previews and also some more setups featuring these cars coming soon. Thanks again for watching.
taking over.